Hey, you guys, welcome to windy Orlando, Florida today. We are meeting Joseph Sipp with Systematic Home Staging. He is going to share with us how he started this business. He is actually the youngest stager in the United States. He's also won some prestigious awards for it. Let's go in and meet him. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Are you
Very
ready
good.
to get this party started?
I am. Nice seeing you.
All right, let's get
go.
an interview. Thank you for joining us today. I am sitting here with Joseph Sipp with Systematic Home Staging. Joseph, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. One of the things that have been so impressive about you, when I heard about you, was that you started this home staging business at such a young age.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what age you started this and what age you are today?
Yeah, most definitely. So I started my home staging business when I was 16. I'm a sophomore at Bishop Moore. And then from there, I just grew the company, and I'm currently 18 years old now. We have a full-blown home staging company in Orlando. We have 10 employees currently. We have trucks, vans, we have the whole 9 yards to deliver our diamond quality to our clients.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So with that, starting the staging business, it obviously took some money to do this.
Yes, definitely.
So how did you do that? Did you get investors? Did you do this on your own? I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, no, totally. So I actually had a pet sitting business before I started my home staging business. So I've always had the entrepreneur mindset as, dream big, go far, just try it out because you never know. So I started it I had my pet sitting business and I sold that, and I put that money towards my staging company. I was running out of my garage at the time.
Oh, wow.
No overhead, I would buy a sofa or I would find a sofa used from a garage sale or something, put it in the back of my dad's car or my car and bring it home, So that's kind of like how I first started, got that money, put it towards the staging, and that's kind of was my first investment, So.
It was impressive what you just said. You had a pet sitting business,
yes.
But you sold it.
Yes. Well, I didn't technically sell it. I got rid of it, to another pet sitter in the area, and I put that money towards my staging company.
How smart was that?
Very smart. Can't complain. I have no regrets over that because I did not enjoy doing that.
Oh, you real? That wasn't your
No,
thing?
but I was like, I'm done with that. I want to move on to something different. I'm always someone that loves change, always loves changing and just different atmospheres. So getting into the staging industry, every day is different. So
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Now, is home staging the same as like a designer, a design?
Absolutely not. there's two different ways. People always think that home staging and design is the same thing. We have two different divisions for home staging and one for design because it is so different. With home staging, it's more of what's going to sell your home, what we're going to put into your property to get you the most money out of it at closing, and as a real estate agent, what you're going to do to get more money at the closing as well. Design is more of one-on-one, what you want as the client, like what family photos you want on the wall, what do you want to see in your home, what's your favorite color. That's more of the design side of it. Staging is more of you call us, we'll get your home staged on what trending, what buyers want to see to get you most money at closing. So it's two totally different things, and a lot of people get that very confused, and as a professional, we're here to educate our clients on what the two differences are.
Okay. Now, with home staging, some people don't even know what home staging is. Exactly. So, I know you mentioned real estate, and I know that when you're trying to sell a home, you want to stage the home properly to sell it, correct? What about, do you do home staging for any businesses or anything else other than for real estate?
Yeah, we work with a lot of investors and builders and stuff like that. Once we start getting into staging for like offices and corporate settings, that would be more for design. That's going to be more of the design as to what are you guys using for functionality. Do you want a sofa here, or do you want a sitting area, a conference area, or that's more of what we're going to sit down with the client and ask, what do you want to see in your space? So that's the difference between more of like a corporate setting staging or in a residential real estate set staging.
All right. Now, what is probably one of the hardest obstacles for you to get through daily with this?
Being such a young entrepreneur, being 18 at the time of owning a business, having employees working with you, I thought it was going to be very difficult, having people older than me working under my belt, I thought it was going to be very difficult of managing them, having their respect, so I've been very grateful of having a team that respects me, but managing people is one of the biggest struggles of owning a business because you're working with 10 different personalities, 10 different, 10 different individuals that have different outlooks on certain things, where you have to be very careful. That's one of the biggest obstacles, I will have to say, is dealing with a team and managing a team so you guys are on the same level and understand everything. So that's what I would say the biggest struggle is.
Wow. And you've learned all this between the ages of 16
yes,
and 18.
No, I know. That's what everyone says. They're like, you learned that at such a young age, and it's like, if I didn't learn it, I don't know where my company would be.
So, Joseph, I know that you have some other dreams and passions that you had mentioned to me before. I know you said you like to reinvent yourself as well. So what are those that you have?
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into real estate. That's why I got into home staging, trying to get my name out there, show the community what I was about, and it came into a big business. So real estate really isn't really where my passion still is. It's home staging, but I'm still going to get my license, still going to be a licensed real estate agent, and just sell investment properties and rentals and stuff like that, but not actually actively listing properties, because home staging takes up so much time. My other goal that I want to start achieving in a few years or so is start buying staging companies and branding them as Systematic Home Staging, because with all the opportunities that having a full-blown staging company offers, having more of that mom and pop shop staging company, you're not able to get all the awards. You're not able to show the community the trends and stuff like that you have and the manpower behind you. So if I can help these mom and pop smaller staging companies brand themselves, market themselves, gather a team, show them the loops, holes that we've done as well as a staging company to get so well known to these mom and pop staging companies, where they can go to these conferences, go and meet different connections and get connections, order wholesale. So kind of being like a partner with the staging company, that's where I want to see my goals. In Orlando, nationally, hopefully soon, to buy a staging company, so it's a more franchise look to what we have to offer.
So you think big.
Yes, I really do. Just like how I said before, never give up. Dream big, because you never know what happens. I'd rather dream to the maximum I can and see where I go. I'd rather go above and beyond and push myself to get there than just have little goals here and there where it's like, oh, I achieved it, what's next? Think big, dream big, and work hard. That's kind of been my motto.
Don't you find that the positive energy, and if you speak positive and speak things out into the universe, as some people like to say it, that it does come back?
No, it really does.
I know that life has not always been perfect for you, and a lot, like you had mentioned before, that about school and getting with the wrong crowd or whatever, but home life can always sometimes get in the way. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of times, my family background is always different, with everyone. So my parents got divorced when I was 8 or 9 years old, so I was kind of in a household where it was a split family. I had my dad for a few days, I had my mom for a few days, but they were still friends. It just something fell out between them, which not for me to know. But, just something happened with them where they still get along, they're still friends, they were still great parents, but I was in a perfect household, just like on TV, you always see that, oh, these people are such a great family. You don't know what happens behind the scenes, So it's always, even though, yes, I run a big business, I run a great business and I have a great family behind me, but it wasn't always like that. You always have had to have those baby steps to get you where you are today. So.
Right. And I'm sure that gave you challenges.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always, going to school, it's kind of like who's picking me up today. It hasn't always been a perfect world. It hasn't always been what it looks like, so.
And you chose not to let it affect you.
Nope. You can't let little things like that affect you, because you have to look at the big picture. I wasn't going to let something that my parents did affect my big picture. I could have totally took that the wrong way, and said, you know what, like, my parents are divorced, this isn't the one for me, it just went downhill. I always had that positive mindset. Like, if all my teachers when I was younger always said that, you were always such a happy kid and everything when you were going through the hardest times of your life, but you just had to always be positive about it. Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, I tell you, it definitely shows, because
Thank you.
I've watched you grow up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you have from the beginning.
Years.
Yeah. People think it's all me. They think I run the whole show. Yes, I'm a big part of it, but, we have a big team behind us, an operations manager, we have our movers, our stagers, designers, photographers, we have a whole team behind you. So, a lot of people are like, oh, it's all about Joseph. They always want to talk to me, oh, Joseph does such a great job, but without your team, you wouldn't be able to get to where I have gotten today. So, Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's important. I hope you're listening, because
Yes.
there is no I in
Nope.
team, as we've all heard.
Nope, it's always your team.
And I couldn't do this without the team I
Yep.
have in front of me
No,
right
totally
now.
agree. You have to surround yourself around good people. Like I always tell people I work with is I'm the tree trunk, I hold the team up, but I have different divisions, different departments where I rely on those. I don't know how to work the computer as well as my operations manager. I don't know how to stage a house as well as my stagers. I can definitely not move a house like my movers. So it's just surrounding your team around those people that can feed you information of the experience that they've had to grow me as an entrepreneur, and I can grow them as a stager or a designer or a mover. So,
All right.
yeah.
I love it. Love it. You're giving great information.
Thank you. Yeah, no, never give up. Never give up. Like my dad's always said, you never know what happens. You never know when your last day will be. So that's always in my mindset as well, is just always living your life out until God calls you away. Just never let little things bother you, because the big picture, you can't let little things like that get in the way of your success, because you never know when it's going to end.
That is so true. I've noticed that in my own life. I will worry about something,
Yep.
and I'll give it to God, and then I'll turn around and take it right back.
Yep.
And then I'll worry about something, and then there was no worry because all worked
totally
out.
agree. And that's the same thing my dad said, was like the little things that you're worrying about, you don't need to worry about. Just don't let those little things ruin your day. Don't let those little things just totally rock you off your rocker. And that's what I tell my team as well. We go to a stage, there's no lockbox, chill, it's all going to work out. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. You can't let that one little thing ruin your whole day, because today may be your last day. That's how I preach that into my team, and it's been preached into myself as well.
Joseph, one thing I'd like to ask you out of this whole conversation that we've had today is, how did you get into this stage? I mean, what prompted you to even think of doing home staging?
Yeah, so my parents used to do investment properties when I was younger, and I always was heavily involved. I was hitting the shower tiles with a hammer and demoing stuff, and I've always had like that what I want to see. I want to see what it's going to look like. Like, Mom, what's this room? What's going to look there? So I would literally pull bedspreads off from my house, and I would lay the queen bedspread out on the floor and just put 2 lamps, or even just lamp shades. This was when I was like 8 years old, so I had no clue what I was doing. And people are like, oh yeah, a queen bed fits in here, a king bed fits in here, and it was literally just a bed skirt laid on the ground. And people are like, oh my gosh, like that's that's home staging. I was like the first of the home staging generation, I guess. And then my aunt has a staging company in Tampa, and so she was like, you always have had this passion for it, why don't you try it out? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what is home staging? I've never heard of it. I never knew you had a company. And she's like, tried it. It's a very successful business, and it's a lot of fun. Every day's different. And so came back, started the LLC. My dad helped me with it, getting LLC'd with his name and my name. And then it just blew up overnight. So I didn't realize home staging was so popular, but I guess it is. So That's my story.
And it blows up overnight again because the energy you placed into it. And the concepts, and you obviously are very disciplined, because you have to be disciplined to have been in high school.
Yes.
And made great grades.
Yeah.
Right?
Kind of. I mean, yeah, school wasn't my strength.
Okay.
Business was more as my strength. I'm completely honest about it, because people are like, oh, you're probably so smart in school. You have a business. You're just perfect. And it's like, no, I didn't like school. I'm not in college right now. It's just, school just was never for me. I've always struggled with school, with the concept of school. I've never understood why I was sitting in a classroom learning about something that I'm never going to use in life, like the quadratic formula to place a sofa in a family room. I don't need it, So that was just my conception on that. Everyone has different looks on it. My brothers went to school. My family all has gone through school. So I was the oddball. I was one of 2 that didn't graduate from my graduating, but didn't go on to college for my graduating class. And one of the only people in my family that didn't go to college. So I kind of started a norm. I went outside the norm.
Okay, but even though you weren't into school, high school, you still finished high school.
Yeah, oh yeah, I had to finish high school. My dad was like, you better get through high school. And I was like, I need to get through high school. So it was hard, managing a business, having a team, working while you were in school. It was very difficult, but I didn't give up. You just can't give up with little things like that.
Give us some good home staging tips that we can just put in our homes now that look great.
Definitely. I mean, the most important thing is going with a neutral color palette throughout. With all these new construction homes coming up, neutral, neutral, neutral. Neutralize your walls, neutralize your furniture, all of your accents, that's going to be your color story. So all of our color story properties are blue. You know, we have tan sofas, as you see in our warehouse. Everything's neutral. We have the woods, and our pillows that you'll see in there are very vibrant. Our decor, very vibrant. That's your color story. Open up all the windows in your home, you know, natural light. We are loving natural light. All the lamps, you know, that's free light. You know, don't put your lights on. Maybe just set lamps to the side where you can have your natural light, speaking through the windows and through the doors, but then having your lamp as your color, you know. So what else? You know, just going with patterns, you know, going patterns on your neutralized sofa. With a neutral sofa, you have your base pillows here. We did have a pattern one. You can do some patterns on there. Throws, fur throws are a huge trend right now. We love fur. What else? Colorful artwork, you know, going patterned artwork, different colors, bring that color story throughout. So when you walk into your front door, you want to see your pop of color. In every room, you want to have your pop of color throughout. So your dining room have a blue vase on it. If the front door, you have a blue piece of art. And then have a runner going through your front door as well with a pop of color. So bring that color story throughout every room, so when buyers or your family and friends or company come over, they have that cohesive look.
Like it. Okay, so for example, I have I have an office that's green, but it's not. It's like not a hot, you know, dark green or anything like that. Is that too much? You think? Do you think I probably should have?
But see, that's the thing. That's the difference between home staging and design. If you're selling your property, definitely 150% paint that over to a neutral color. If that's something that you enjoy in your office, of having a green color, we walked into one property and she was like, oh, I like the green because it makes me feel like I'm at the beach. You know, it's more of that coastal feel. And I'm like, yeah, but let's say the buyers coming in don't like the beach. Now you're on a touchy situation where it's personal to you. You know, if you like the office, that's perfect for you.
Right. So it's all important then to go in neutral if you're selling your home. Red walls need to go. Blue walls need to go. You need to go neutral.
Yep. Neutral.
All right. Great. I think those are some important tips that we all could use in our homes, especially if we're getting ready to sell.
Yes, definitely.
So if your realtor's telling you to do it, now you know.
Do it.
Do it. So, Joseph, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of items in your warehouse.
No, we really don't. We're crazy productive. You know, I hate the word busy, but we have about 74 or so houses currently. Hey, put that back. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we're running around crazy with our furniture. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, wonderful. Hey, tell us a funny story. There's got to be something funny that's happened while you're on location.
Yeah, every day's different. You know, every single day we're in different houses working with different clients. Every day's different. The funniest story that I think I've ever encountered was we were staging one of the houses out in Avalon Park, I think it was, right when I first started my company, and we pulled up to fix a bed or something, or change out a pillow, or I don't remember what it was. We went in and all of our furniture was on the corner of the street. And I was like, are you being serious? And we went in and the homeowner was dragging all of it out, and he was like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, we're the home staging company. He was like, well, the realtor never said that you were staging my house. And I was like, well, it's our furniture, like, chill out, you know? So just funny things like that. It's like, just educating the client, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? What am I doing?
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine if I showed up and all my...
Yeah, all of my stuff's pushed to the street, and I'm like, whoa. You're like, I thought people, like, squatters or someone moved into the house. And I was like, no, we're professionals.
He thought someone moved into the house.
Yeah, when it was listed, because the realtor didn't tell him. So communication is key.
Yeah, communication is always the key.
Yes, it is.
Well, I hope you guys have really enjoyed hearing Joseph speak, because I think he shared a lot of great information for us. And hey, it's time for you to shine. So go out there and make it happen. And who knows, you might be on my show.
Yep.
Peace.